The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Fields passing on the first play from scrimmage. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 18 more yards there and another first down. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
On play action, Fields. Here's Griffin on the catch. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 35. Charles, he puts you in the head of all his defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Once more, Montgomery. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Santos with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Chicago. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On play action, Cousins. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. They'll drop the throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact on the ball 3. It's 4th down.
And watching their tape from last week, it's some common plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. The speedster, Dante Pettis, back deep to return. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Here comes Pettis on the return. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. 1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. Taken down at the 47-yard line. This defense for the Vikings, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Another impressive drive. So they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ballgame for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the 1st quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. Room here to run. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 27-yard line. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Cook up the gut. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Play fake. Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Cousins to throw it. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Osborne. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Maintain that mental toughness. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Don't let him rest.
Fourth down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph from Minnesota. Joseph's got it. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it, the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Fields now to throw. Able to hit his target, Claypool. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. Second down. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Get 6, baby. Get 6.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The Bears at 10 and 6 now on the year. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On first down, Fields. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Show him what we made of.
Cousins. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they step him by the line. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up 4. And here's Ryan Wright now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return, and the Bears take over. An update from Buffalo. The Bills out to an early lead against the Patriots. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Back to Montgomery on second down. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the 50, here's Fields. Looking deep downfield. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent. Spectacular.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stock troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
They try again with Montgomery. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
3rd and goal, here's the option left. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. Santos' kick is up and through, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try. They're trying for Rager, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson, and they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick 6, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
Santos with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Back to it after the pick 6. Cousin. Throw caught there by Osborne. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. They just do get the playoff. Now Cousins. Trying to lay one up deep. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing the receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Cousins. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. First down Vikings. Second and 10. Now Cousins. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Cousins now. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They go play action. Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. They find some open field here. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him so far this one as he nears 1,400 for the year. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
That's good football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Montgomery will take it in. Touchdown, Bears. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
I give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may even turn into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Credit Jalen Johnson, normally shutting down throwing lanes, but there he shut down that play in the backfield. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Off the play fake. Cousins. He's got a man complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Cousins going to bat it forward here on the jet sweep.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Second and 5 now. Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Vikings are able to at least get one score back. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Still comfortably on top, third quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. He rifles one that's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Following the interception, Cousins. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. That will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Under pressure, and they get to him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Now back to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Kyler Gordon picks it off. And the Bears are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They'll get this quickly out to Claypool. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll leave it with a 3rd and 2.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Zadarius Smith able to get him down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. That's complete to Mooney. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 44-yard line. That third down conversion good for 23.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are. And let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now Fields. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19. The third down conversion is successful. Give him 12 yards that time.
To tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Play action. It's Fields. And oh, he coughed it up. And this belongs to the Vikings. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Cook again. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Vikings first down.
This is like watching paint dry. Zebra.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
A second down throw for Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Wait a second, they declined the penalty?
I'm as puzzled as you are, partner. I don't understand how any time you lose possession of the ball, yet you turn down a penalty that would give you possession back. Let's make this simple. Anyone who plays the game, take the football. Always take the football.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. the tackle there to Daniil Hunter. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Play fake. Cousins. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
What are you guys doing? Give me a break.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. Charles, this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean,